Bam. Check. Is this thing on? Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. It's Monday, baby. We already won our first trade of the day for Bitcoin. I'm super excited to bring that news to you. I don't know why, I do know why. God bless this again, because last night I went to bed with gratitude and I knew I was going to wake up for something to be grateful for in my first few hours of the day. And, the day's already starting off absolutely wonderful. Let's put the lemon into the water like I do. Smell the lemon. It's vibrant. It's beautiful. It's special. It was made here. Look, it was put here by a God, a being. This thing grows out of the ground. The seed you put into the dirt. Fruit comes from the dirt. You then eat the fruit. If that is not a miracle to you, if that is not an explanation of some type of higher being that created a world of unbelievable miracles and opportunities, then I don't know what is. You live in a fantastical world where your mind creates your reality. You're in a quantum field where you can connect into the quantum field through your subconscious. Your subconscious can't tell the difference between reality and not reality. As you feel it, you can get it. So once your subconscious feels it, it becomes real in real time. And the universe will then answer the desire in which you put out. I'm telling you right now, I studied this for the last 15 years, subconscious mind healing and subconscious mind, just using your subconscious mind to reprogram yourself into greatness. I'm telling you, there's a way to be successful. It starts with discipline. Let's take a big sip of the lemon water. Let's look at this false move Monday as we got a nice move to the upside and a nice move right back to the downside as we suggested would happen every single Monday. Let's take a look. Let's take a sip of the lemon water, and that's why I don't stay too heavy on a Monday into the trades. We must hydrate with the best source at all possible at all times. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Let's break it down for you for BTC. Shout out to all my lovers alive. Shout out to everybody here. Can I get a 333 in the comment section if you're loving your life? If you are going to go after it today, if today is going to be a day you find opportunity, a chart's going to pump today. Something's going to go up no matter what Bitcoin does. Something's going to dip, and it's going to be put in a position where it might be a good place to jump on in. I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do should be taken as such, but there's something out there that you could be jumping into that definitely is going to get you excited. That's going to show you what's happening. So pay attention. There's always opportunity every single day if you believe there is. If you don't believe there is, then there's nothing. So if you can get in your head, you watch the Bitcoin dump and you slump and you decide to get negative, I'll tell you what, then that's the day you're going to have. But if you say, you know what, there's opportunity out here. If I keep my mind open, if I stay positive, anything is possible. And I'm going to keep myself ready to go no matter what happens. And I'm telling you, bang, bang, bang. So shout out to everybody here. If you were on the show last night, I put my little green box tackling where I believe Bitcoin will likely be when I show up in the morning. And we knew it was going to be on this line somewhere. And there it is. I mean, pretty dang close. It's a little big. I should make these smaller. They should be like only 1 or 2 candles long. But we knew where it was going to be based on using the ruler tool. You hit shift, and this will show you, and we knew in 11 hours, Bitcoin, we knew where it would be on the exact line. And then it just depended if price would go up or down, right? Negativity is the answer to nothing. I like what he just said. 100%. It can't get you anywhere. It doesn't do anything for you. You either back yourself and believe in yourself, or this life is going to be tough. You're going to have a tough life if you don't have positive attitude and a positive way to be. And if you're having trouble doing that, and you need to build it up. It's very similar to being at the gym. I don't have big muscles. I'm small. Well, start lifting some weights. Start doing some push-ups. Start doing some pull-ups. Yeah, the first time it's going to hurt. It's going to, it's not going to feel great. 6, 7 months. It even takes 3 months. You'd be surprised. 2.5 months. You'll be into a habit. It only takes about 30 to 40 days to really start somewhat of a habit, and then it takes 90 days to really draw in a habit and make it something that you're going to use. Let's talk about Bitcoin. If you were in my trading group this morning, I looked at the 7-minute time frame. It looked absolutely beautiful with the Stokes low. We were on the 21 SMA, and we were right here on a high volume node. It looked to me that we were likely going to break to the upside. I looked at the trade, said, hey, there's a good risk reward here before we broke out. And to me, it looked like we were likely going to break out. I just did my morning update, and I just do what the charts tell me to do. The charts conveyed to me that there was a move to the upside coming. I did know it was false move Monday, but at the same time, I was like, you never know. So I woke up in the morning. I gave the update to everybody. And then right here, possible Bitcoin USDT scalp. Again, I don't know what's going to happen. There's no guarantees, but there's a breakout there. And stop loss right here, it's a 3.5 risk-reward ratio. You are above a point of control in the local time frame. 43.588 was the target I was going for. And so if you go back in time here and then you just press play, you can see this thing just bang, and it would hit the exact target, which is kind of nuts. Pretty close, maybe not the exact. Let's see where the candle high was. The high of that candle was 43.589. Is that? No. Hold on. There's like a line there. 43.569. So I was off by, you know, $19, right? I mean, you got to give me credit. Pretty dang accurate, right? And that was the first trade of the day. Take profits at the target. And then I did see a little flag on the one that broke down, but I'll tell you what, the one lost the 200 SMA. So when you're trading the 1 minute, sorry, we don't need that like that. So when you're trading the 1 minute, that's good. I just need like, yeah, that's enough. So when you're trading the 1 minuto and you lose the 200 SMA, bearish, right? Also, someone called this beautifully in my trading group. They said, and down we go. I saw them and they said, and down we go. 1, 2, 3. And that person was spot on with the head and shoulder pattern. So someone showed you this in the 99, bang, to the downside. All right, as I was setting up the show. Another one was right here too. A shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder. There's your neckline. It bounced the boom. If you just trade your patterns and you're willing to take with the pattern, look, what this is crazy too. I see slanted patterns that play out all the time. Shoulder, head, right shoulder, bang. And they all basically, look, how do you find out where you're going to go? The head to the neckline every time. The head to the neckline. And then here, the head to the neckline. That one's a little long. It says we may go lower, but pretty spot on. All three of them did exactly, look, 3 head and shoulders in a row. And doesn't this kind of, I feel like they make jokes. That's kind of a head and shoulder pattern slanted to the downside. You lost the 200 SMA on the 1 minute time frame. Bearish for me, just to the smaller, it's not hugely bearish, but, on the small time frames it is. Okay, so once I see that, I know. So we had one good trade. I didn't open up another one. We'll see what happens. So we'll go from there. And I'm still in that long-term trade as well. All right. And when after this, let's see. I mean, you gotta. I mean, it all depends here now what happens. But we're going to break down Bitcoin on the big, I want to look at the big idea and then come down. But look, back to 42.87, all the way back down. False move Monday makes 100% sense. Now we're back inside the pattern too. And this makes sense because that did have more of a measured move to the downside. Look at that 1 hour just dumping out the bear flag. Let's take a look here at, it's moving really fast. Let's take a look at BOOKMAP and see what BOOKMAP is saying here. BOOKMAP 42.820. And see, I like this. I'm going to show you the trade that I do like on the 1 hour time frame. I'm expecting the 1 hour to reset so that it makes sense. But we're going to break all this down. We're going to look at the bigger and the smaller time frames. This is also going to create a nice little pullback for the altcoins. Monday fears, man. Monday fears. Okay, just want to get an article up. What was that too? Nice, okay. All right. Sorry. Okay, sure. 42,800 for Bitcoin. So what we're going to do is I'm going to look for a divergence right here on the 1 minute time frame. Got a bit of a bullish div right there. It says we could get a bit of a bounce back to the upside. What you're looking for is this to create a shoulder, a head, and a possible right shoulder break back to the upside, right? We'll keep that on ice. I'm going to jump on out for a second. Shout out to anyone that jumped into Penno. That thing was out of control. NQ also fell to the downside, lost the 200 SMA. See? All about the 200. Once you lose 200 SMAs, you know there's no reason to be long. And every time, and I talk about this, my entire system is based off keeping the 200 tight. And this is what? The DXY probably made a bit of a bounce to the upside, and the dollar's giving us some issues. And so we went over this last night. I talked about it. I said, man, if the dollar continues to play games and we get a pump out this flag, it's going to show more signs of downside for Bitcoin. Right? We broke out of this. We retested. And wow, it did continue to break to the upside now. 1 hour is going to get overbought at one point pretty fast, but let's see what we got here on the DXY. Yeah, so the DXY pumped up. We're getting into the overbought region already. But man, DXY had a nice pump out the flag. The measured move could be the length of the whole pole. Make sure I got it. And that says there's more to come, which could put Bitcoin further down to 41.8, 41.5. So DXY pumping hard, right? Amidst, the Fed playing games, some people kind of getting antsy. We would like to see this turn into a bearish divergence. Which it kind of, that pushes up way more. So they still trend upwards together. One's way harsher of an uptrend, though, which I've seen play out as like a class C or B divergence, but I'd rather it, cleaner than that. So the DXY, you'd watch the 1 hour. If it flags again on the 1 hour, then, that's Bitcoin making a bear flag, and we're going to continue to the upside. So watch how the 1 hour reacts here for the DXY. We love a falling, rising wedge behavior and get this to break back to the downside here. So we'll see how it interacts with the 21-day moving average. Like I teach you, flag it out. If the 21 creeps up to price and we get close, understandably so for Bitcoin, what the charts convey is we will continue to the upside. So the DXY giving us some trouble here on this Monday morning in February. February is notoriously a bullish month for Bitcoin, but only time will tell. Let's take a look at that crypto fear and greed index sitting at 60. And last night I said, man, it feels like a 40, 48. We should be getting into the shaded regions already. There's some fear going on. I can smell fear. But again, I guess, what this tells me is there's way lower prices coming. I've trusted this indicator for a long time, and when this is 60 and we're not, people aren't, so it's saying, hey, more max pain is coming. We're going to take this thing all the way back down and take you to max pain. All right. Shout out to everybody here. Lakochi Coker. Shout out to Jay Chung with the first super chat on the live stream. Spot on, brother. Spot on. Thank you so much for doing that. So I would like this lower, but, only time will tell. Shout out to everyone that jumped into KEPLER. Wallet's doing damage. Still sitting exactly where it was. Up 21 bucks already in DeFi. DeFi doing damage. Absolutely love it. You can't beat that. Making money on your money. And if the coin's 10x, that's 200 bucks. You get what I'm saying? So every little dollar adds up in DeFi, in my humble opinion. I like what's happening with the Cosmos Hub. I got Celestia, Injective, and Atom all staking and baking. And I'm loving life right now. So, hey, and again, it's a risk. This is very high risk. I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do should be taken as financial advice. But I'm just, and tonight inside of my Discord, I'm going to be doing a DeFi course. It's just time. There's too many airdrops. There's too much going on. And I want to teach people, what wallets we're using, what's going on. I don't want people doing the wrong thing too. I want to teach people about phishing, about security, how people go out, what happens, fake airdrops, stuff like that, where not to click, why. And I just want to keep my entire community safe. And so I want to kind of get down and talk about airdrops, how I'm airdropping, what I'm getting into, what I'm thinking about, what I'm breaking down, and what's going down, right? Check out GME on Solana, heading to $1 billion. It's crazy, the coins in Solana right now. Pimon, Ronin, Venus, Based, Viso, FOMO. They got Halal Token, Moon, Tony Montana OV, right? In the last 5 minutes, you could see a few coins up 26%, some up 7%. In the last 1 hour, 31. Look, this one's up 13,000%. Shiba Soul. On a tiny market. Volume is 478, but again, just got to be really careful. Buys 3,000, sells 1,000. Interesting. 58 minutes. Wow. Excellent. No liquidity. See, I'd just be really careful. I don't dabble in this too. Ronin was hot. Liquidity for Ronin's a little bigger than the most. Look at that, up 34,000%. Though this stuff is crazy. Just be careful. I like to trade real stuff, you know. Again, there's money to be made in here, but it's casino-esque to me, you know. And, you know, a lot of people are going to lose a lot of money as well. So I just be very, 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 very careful. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. People are going to do whatever they want. But you don't see me going in and out of these left and right. You know, I might dabble here and there for fun, but it just, you know, and I only risk when I'm willing to lose. Or I take a speculative shot when I hear someone might be into something, but that's about it, you know. Yeah, we want to see if we can get that V-shaped recovery. Otherwise, we could be making another flag further to the downside for Bitcoin. We may have to call a short again here on this one minute flag. Measured move takes us down to 42,589 for Bitcoin. Previous support becomes resistance. You must get back above 42,973 to remain bullish. Looks pretty bearish to me with the overbought stochastic RSI. I'd say that's going to fall. We do have some nice div, though. We want to see if the div can hold us. And there's massive liquidations right there. 42,870 for BTC. Still more liquidity to the upside, but the closest liquidity now is down all the way at 42,140. Remember, 41,360 is the key weekly area that we cannot break below. We break 41,360, that's when I'm going to turn into way more bearish than I am now, and I'm going to start talking about some key deeper levels, because that's when the weekly is going to close a candle lower than all the last 8 weekly candles. All right. It's a really significant divergence. I'd be surprised that it doesn't hold, to be honest, because it's a really sharp divvy, and, you know, a divvy that sharp on a Monday morning usually means they liquidated a really good amount of people. We got negative 2,400 on the CVD. Cumulative volume delta's quite low, right? Usually it doesn't have enough gusto. It can get to 4,000 and 6,000, but that's just when it's at its lowest. I'm just seeing support or resistance. You couldn't get back above this key level. Stokes say we're dumping to the downside. So stochastics say here we go. All the way back to 42,572. So yeah, look, and this candle's lower than that. It's about to close a candle lower than support, so I don't need that pendulum chart no more. So look, as the DXY will make a flag, Bitcoin will make a bear flag on the 1 hour time frame. Anyway, I want to zoom out of the smaller time frames and kind of start showing you more when it comes to BTC. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for being here. 1,112 people, 256 likes. May I get the likes up to the watchers? I would greatly appreciate it. I want to talk about this coin GTA. I don't own any of it right now. I wish I did. But this thing looks interesting to me. Even if Bitcoin kind of dumps it a little more, and it could come down a little more here. Getting super tight inside the channel. 4 hours says it's going to dump on us, though. Look at that. 4 hours stochastics say, take a chill. 2 hours, well, yeah, so the stochastics all say that we're coming down. But it does have this nice trend line that so far, until it loses it, it's getting respected. Chance the 15-minute could attempt to save the day here, get a bounce. But I'm just watching this coin. It's pretty hot. It had a lot of buzz. Justin Cashmore put it out in the group. I think he went into it when it went, I don't know, 20 cents, 13 cents or something. And then it came out on MEXC and just boomed. Out of control. Went back down to 130 and then went from 130 all the way back to 292. Retraced back to a golden pocket fib here. 786 wick, which is perfect. Did an Adam and Eve double bottom, which I always want to I teach my students about. We make a lot of money with this pattern. Boom. The length of this move to the upside. Study this pattern. The Adam and Eve will blow your mind. On top of that, it kind of made a cup and handle in a way, but sorry. I had like just like a runny nose on my right side. Okay, so GTA getting tighter inside of a channel. And again, it could easily lose this and dump to the downside. The Stokes don't look amazing on that bigger time frame, but I'm watching it closely. And if you Google it and research this thing, it's hot. And I'll tell you, man, my head of operations, Zeno, super smart dude, really, really detailed. Whenever he goes over a coin, he was into Tau when it was $60. He called BitTensor early. He did a bunch of calls early style. So, and he really, really will say, hey, this thing is pretty hot. AI shopping assistance. Get AI assistance to purchase goods online as easily as talking to a friend. Get the cash back after your purchases. Explore cash back reinvestments to offer to enhance the growth of your crypto portfolio. Only competition I see with this is like air miles. See, like once I heard about that, I think about my credit card that I use for air miles. And I'm like, I'd like this, but I really want my air miles. Like I just saved $3,000 on a trip to Florida because I use the same card all the time for everything. I use a JetBlue card for everything I do. I use the same card. It's so awesome. Look how easy it is. All my expenses on one JetBlue business card. Done. Simple. Pay the JetBlue business card once a month with the business account. Send the accountant your JetBlue expenses at the end. Let the accountant do what you're supposed to do. It's amazing. Anyway, so it's just, if you keep things simple, do the same things over and over again, no matter what you do. And again, I'm not a financial advisor. Get yourself an accountant, CPA, do your own things. But man, you won't believe it. Once you get organized and get disciplined, everything else falls into line. But I like this coin a lot. I like what it's doing. It's very interesting. You see MEXC, they got it everywhere. Animoca brands too. They don't, chain GPT in there. Binance, DAO, Maker DAO. Anyway, DAO Maker. So anyway, I like this coin. I don't own any of it yet. I don't shield things just because I own them. Or if I just shield things because, hey, I'm actually a little, I got in, I swung traded, but I'll be honest, Bitcoin spooked me out when this thing ripped in the midst of like a very sketchy Bitcoin time. So for me, it was like, I was tethered up and then I wasn't fully engaged. What's your take on ETH Classic for this bull run? Just a quick chart analysis, por favor. I like ETH Classic, and it always tends to do well. And it's interesting, it hit me the other day. It's like one of the top biggest coins in the world. People don't realize that. Coins that no one really pays attention to. Some of the biggest coins we've ever seen. So this is making a bear flag. I'll tell you that. Normally by now you would have gotten above the 21 and started to pump to the 50 on your way to the 200 SMA. Previous support became resistance. We could even we can make another resistance here. A local, I call these local resistance. What is a local? What do I mean by that? Well, it's like you go to the store downtown, you go to the local store. So this is a very likely short to the downside. I'm thinking of entering this trade right now. I just wanted to, It's a nice bear flag to the downside, looking very nice. Very simple. Seems to want to defy this bearish div. It is false move Monday. I don't love to trade Mondays. I tend to lose my edge on Monday for whatever reason. So I learned to leave it alone and not to chase it. Even though it's hard, right? You got your rules that sometimes you just want to chase anyway, right? This divergence is so strong. I'm just surprised. I'd be surprised if the divergence doesn't hold. But the Stokes and the bear flag tell me a dump is coming. Gives me mixed signals. Even I get mixed signals sometimes. Trust me. How I handle it is what separates the men from the boys, the girls from the women. All right. You definitely have a resistance at 42,900 for Bitcoin. All right. It's a 3-to-1 risk-reward ratio with a target down to 42,500. Now, do you have the liquidity to back it up? I always ask myself that, and just to see if there's a visualization of my target on BOOKMAP. This is a heat map order book showing us where the orders are based on how dark it is. Now, they got an order above us at 43,690, and that's the biggest order, all right? Getting back above 43.3, to me, 43.4 is a big deal. My nephew had a seizure. Pray for me. Hold on. Moment of silence right now. His nephew just had a seizure. That's the worst thing I've ever heard. Dear Lord, please pray for his family immediately. May that recovery be as smooth as possible. May the doctors know. May they have a really great doctor in there that just really understands the family and helps that child. Every once in a while there comes a doctor out there. It's few and far between, and you meet a doctor that, and may they find these people. May they find peace, and may your nephew be okay. Amen. That's really and that's the point. Amen. That's the point of life, man. You could lose a bunch of money, win a bunch of money. You could go up, you could go down. Is everybody in your life healthy? Is your family safe? When you go to bed tonight, is everybody okay? I used to say that. I lost my mom and dad like that. And they're still with me every day. And, the more I connect with them, the more I realize I'm more spirit than I am physical. And the more you ascend, it's the less you fall in love with your physical being and the more you fall in love with your spiritual being. It's really interesting. It's kind of sad if you were, I was more attached to my material world when I was younger. And as I get older and I find my higher self, I begin to lose pieces of that connection to my physical self so much, right? And today's the first day I realized I'm moving on from such a deep attachment to the body and to more of a spiritual attachment, and the death of your parents will pull, if you ascend, the death of your parents will ascend you. And I realized that's the key to that. And I realized that's the beauty of the death of my parents, is that I'm more connected to my spiritual self now than I ever was, because to connect to them, I need to be more spiritual because they're gone here, but they're not gone. They're in me. They still talk to me. They're still here. So for me to be happy and realize the death, my mom died on Thanksgiving, if you didn't know, while she was speaking to me, and she had an aneurysm in her mind. It was really, really sad. And I got on the ambulance, and next thing you know, they told me that she was brain dead. An hour later, and went from 2:30 to 3. She was gone like that. I lost my mom like that in an hour on Thanksgiving. And I'm not here crying and I'm not here whining. I'm telling you that it was a beautiful thing, because my mom got to ascend to another level, and she got to be a spiritual part of me now. She's a bigger part of me than she was. My physical part is not more. My physical part is bigger than because I can ascend in my spiritual. My physical can only go so far, So if I put everything into my physical, I won't be able to take it with me. If I put everything into my spiritual, I'm going to be able to move to my next realm in life. You get it? I'm starting to get things. Things are, in the last 4 to 5 days, I am changing as a person. You're going to hear more things on the stream about subconscious quantum theory, because I move through my subconscious mind and I reprogram my subconscious mind. When it's ready to get to another level, when you hit 10 mil, 20 mil, I'm not saying, I'm just saying, when you hit a level in life and you're ready for 50 mil to 100 mil, it's time to ascend. You're going to have to come up with a new idea. You're going to have to work harder. Something's going to have to give. You're not going to make your next level in life just out of nowhere. And I have to pull it in through abundance and quantum theory, but I also have to work for it. It's not like you just sit there but through meditation and ideas, the creativity flows, You begin to draw things into your life, the right people, the right situations. I'm telling you. And I'm in that level right now where I can feel myself. Like, I love where I'm at. But my level of success it's doing this. It's gyrating like that ball. And I want to get to the next level of liquidity. You know, I want to bubble on out. I want more freedom. I want that flight. I want here. I want there. You know what I mean? I want that remote studio, many places. I want the assistant. I want to be able to just, you know, I want the cameraman following me around. I want to start, you know, I don't know. I just got this, angst to grow, to do more. 2024. And so I've been just sitting there and late at night listening to positive affirmation videos and beginning to build a mental state. All right. While Bitcoin's been flat and the market's just been and I've been grabbing what I can and learning. And now that's why I'm doing DeFi tonight. There's always an opportunity. You want to be paying attention to what's around you. You want to take advantage of what's going on. I made money in cryptocurrency because I was never afraid and I was always able to jump on the next idea, you know, and I took a shot. I was willing to lose. And that was my key to winning. My key to winning was willing to lose. People that aren't willing to lose will never win. You have to be willing to accept that you may lose. You're not going to hit it every single time. Look at that beautiful short to the downside. Stop loss now can be brought basically pretty dang close to break even. And it's pretty much a risk-free trade at this point. The Stokes told you were going to dump. Even the Stokes had a head and shoulder pattern on them. And look, there's a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder right there. Dumpage. That is your target. We could get more bullish div here now. And that DXY. Just wanted to see where I was. Yeah, see the DXY still getting the pumpage. Look at that thing. So the DXY continuing to moon off of that news in the Fed, strengthening the dollar. Okay. It's another thing too, like, you know, Trump likes a strong dollar. Trump gets into office, how does Bitcoin, you know, I never thought about that, you know. He's got NFTs and stuff like that too. Biden gets into office. I'm just wondering, like, yeah, you'd rather one of the other alternatives. Doesn't seem like either one. So I'm just, who's better for Bitcoin? I feel like at the end of the day, you know, I don't know. I don't want to make it political, but one of them is better for Bitcoin at the end of the day. Or they both might not be the best for Bitcoin, you know. Anyway, I shouldn't have started that war. Yeah, strong dollar is good. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Under 70 days to the halving. No fear. 66 days, 23 hours, 11 minutes, and 46 seconds to the Bitcoin halving. I'm absolutely excited. You should be too. Let's get the likes up to the watchers. I would greatly appreciate it, baby. We got a new crew of people. The old lifers always bang that like button all the way up. We always 80% retention rate here. We have 1,200 people, 338 likes. Let's get the likes up to the watchers. I would greatly appreciate it. Whoever gets into office needs to stop the dang spending. And there's the short beautifully. Who made money on the short that I just gave you beautifully? Stop loss to break even. Clean trade. Can't lose the trade now. Ready to rock. And all you got to do is know, you know, you hit the 200 SMA. Previous support became resistance. Shoulder, head, and the right shoulder. You touched the 21-day moving average. The Stokes were high. And I like to take 70% before the target. I call it trading cute. That way I know I guarantee a win. Snatch profit right here. Let 20% run and call it a day. So we gave you a long this morning in the trading group. Showed you this beautiful short right before it happened. Bang, bang, bang to the downside for Bitcoin. The safest way to fix the U.S. economy is to grow out of the current production supply and balance. Yeah, it's funny. That's what like me, Kevin is saying. You know, if we just keep producing, we produce enough, right, to offset the debt. To produce, continue to produce. Hey, I'm out here every day making it. Me and my team are making it. We produce. We could produce even more. I could work even harder. Let's go. 2024 is the year of working even harder. That's what I'm talking about. Okay? And maybe I should change this shirt when I do the video, Jamie. Do you think? Is there too much Morier on this shirt? Let me know. I don't mind doing that. I could just put on like a more solid shirt. I'm just looking at it in my camera. It's a little, when I move around, it does a lot of funny stuff. I don't know. You tell me, because I was going to shoot that video right when we're done. Right when this is ending, I'm going to shoot that script. Now you have a pretty okay divergence, but it's not good enough. So, I'm back to the drawing board. Same idea here for Bitcoin. We get rid of this flag now, and you can see it just, we trade flags in the smaller time frame when we find that the trend is to the downside. If this was trending up, we would have traded this flag to the upside the same exact way. It would have been the same exactly above the 200 SMA, above the 21 on that high volume node, and I would have said we're moving to the, and it would have been low stochastics. But here it was high stochastic. See, it's the same trade. I don't care if it's upside or down. It doesn't matter to me. That's why shorting or longing is the exact same thing. They're no different. You get it? And when you lose a high volume node like this, you're likely to fall down to the value area lows right here. It's the ball bounces down the hill. So you knew that once you lost this, you were going to bounce down the hill. Very likely using the VRVP is an amazing way to trade. The VRVP will change the way you look at things, and it'll give you the visualization of where you want to be. All right. He said your shirt looks decentralized, secure, and algorithmic. So it's fine to use, you think? I second that. Can we even produce that much more with the regulation we impose on ourselves? But don't hold other countries to the same account. A little more on the moire on the shirt, but not terrible. Yeah, see, a little moire. See, he said it, yeah. Shirt looks good on you. Shirt looks mysterious and nebulous. Like a nebula cloud. Anyway, that would be a great place. I'd be taking profits right there with this loop. It could go lower, but I'm not greedy. Smart move is to cash in on profits when they're right in front of you. Now we have another bullish div now. Now here we could be getting the inverted head and shoulder, right? And you're looking for some type of ascending triangle, and it could eventually still make a bear flag that breaks down too as well. We can still break down. Anything is possible. So weird, right out of nowhere it does that. So now look, now they're going to false move Monday, go for the shorts now. And they're going to liquidate people on the other end that didn't want to take profits, that were greedy. You got 70% of your trade, but you felt you had to get it all. The one thing that I believe beginners do is they'll set up a trade like this, or even they'll see me set up a trade like this, and they'll be like, oh, I have to hold the trade till it hits the measured move, because Sam hits the measured move every time. You know what I mean? And they end up like waiting to get stopped out of break even, or they don't take as much out of the trade as they should, and stuff like that happens a lot. Not a lot, but and actually no one has told me that in the last year or two, but I assume that happens because I was in a group with a lot of beginners, and when I first started my trading group, a lot of people would say those things to me, and I would find out that would be true. All right. I saw people taking gains on the NQ in my trading group. That's right, they trade the NQ. I saw a dude making $2,000, $3,000 this morning. How did they do it? They traded the NQ with my man, Master Friend, inside of the NQ and leverage. You can trade anything you want really doing this. Leverage mastery. Jump on in today, all right? Make other people successful. That's how you become successful. Hit the link in the QR code right here, right? Wish success for every man, and success will come on to you. Wish bad for another man, and bad will come on to you. You will receive everything in which you give. Give men love, and love will be given to you. Deceive men, and men will deceive you. The Bible says every one of these things, and they are to be true. Listen to the words of God. I love each and every one of you. I appreciate you all. I don't mean that I'm perfect. Nobody is. The whole point is that to understand that we are not perfect. And that's why we pray, because every day we can attain at least a cleaner slate and maybe remind ourselves to not do these follies that we fall into by praying every day. All right. 2K in 3 minutes, done for the day. This is freedom. Bang, bang, bang. You know, it's funny though, once you're a grinder, you'll never want to be done for the day. You can always do more, right? Like, or the cool thing is you can be finished trading and then you can backtest now. Learn a new strategy. Watch another video. Help a beginner, right? And I'm not saying just you, Master Friend. I'm saying anybody, right? Anyone in the world. Like, when you're in love with something, you're never done for the day, right? There's always more. But it's like in the idea of like done for the day is like, man, I used to go to work and sit there for 10 hours in front of a screen just to make a measly $350, $370 a day, right? And now with trading, I could make $2,000 in 3 minutes and I feel free, right? And that's really like, and if you want to be done for the day, if it was a beautiful sunny day out and you wanted to take your kids, you can do that. How many days did you sit inside for me, inside of a cubicle it was a beautiful day. I woke up. All I wanted to do was take that day by storm and go somewhere beautiful, enjoy the weather, have a blast. And I sat inside a cubicle because I decided I was going to be, I was going to be someone's paperweight, right? And I did it for long enough until I said enough is enough. So a profitable short trade there to the downside. So guys, my team, you guys can go back in time, take screenshots right at the beginning. Like, and this can be edited really quick. Here's a short, right? Here's a flag right here in the 1 minute. And then just go, 2 minutes later. Here it's dropping. 3 minutes later. Here we go. That's a great place to take some profit. Blah, blah, blah. Don't be greedy. Boom. Make that a short, right? Don't have to do a lot of explanation. Just here's the trade. Looking at a short. A couple minutes later. Boom. Here it is. Boom. Here it is. Boom, boom, boom. Call it a day, right? Still does have a target of 42,560. And the divergence are just not playing out. You see, and that's why I tell everyone, they're always like, but how come I keep trading divergence? It doesn't work this time. The money printer didn't play out. And I'm like, well, are you looking at liquidity? Like, look at the VRVP. There's a high volume node there, and you made a head and shoulder pattern. Like, so like, you're not going to get the move back to the 200 SMA when you have a head and shoulder that can't get back above resistance. Like, I've learned that no matter how good my divergences are, how strong they play out, it's all about supportive resistance. And the more weight I put on supportive resistance, the better off I was. The more the more it would make sense, right? So I always just put a lot of weight on support and resistance. And in the last year, I've used it more than ever. And it's interesting. I've done some things in the last year that, it's almost like you forget. It's like you go back to the basics as a trader. For me, so look at the days, look at false. We call this False Move Monday, right? And we talk about it in my trading group. It's a reason why I don't trade heavily on Monday morning and I don't go too hard. Sorry about that. Infomercial. Yeah. That was God's will, man. That was God's will for that to be up like that. That was God's will. See, I submit to God, man. Everything is in God's will. I love that about life. Now I miss the frog. I know the frog was nice, right? Yeah. I love how my team DMs me, but there's no way I'm going to be looking at a DM, right? Once I'm in the zone, I'm in the zone. Like, I'm in the charts. I'm staring at the chart right now. I'm not looking anywhere else. I can't see my own screen, right? It happens. You're going to make mistakes if you trade, if you live stream every single day for thousands of days. There's going to be a day or two you might make a mistake in there. You're a human being, all right? Makes me want to take the course more. There you go. Please don't swear in the chat. We don't like profanity. There's kids watching and stuff like that. It just doesn't vibe well. We appreciate you. Heck yeah, no biggie. No, it's okay. I know you're going to click off, Crypto Billy. You were about to leave. So, wow, Bitcoin getting nastily rejected now. And now, like, this is becoming a pretty nasty sell-off. And they're going hard at the longs that just jumped on in early today. And that's why I never trust a Monday move. Never. We actually got let off the hook last Monday. It was actually a great day to trade. That was very rare. It's like we nailed all our trades. It was like 4 trades. Remember, last Monday was insane. But you don't always get it like that. It doesn't always happen as such, right? I mean, that's going to hit the target now that we eventually, the bigger target, right, that I had the whole time. That's why I sell 70%, because you never know if you're going to get it all the way, right? Now that last 25 gets to run a little bit and pay you a little more. Says we're going to 42,569. All right. BOOKMAP did have a little more red towards the bottom. And still, now they got 42,000. Right? See that? I mean, there's no liquidity around us, really. But right there, I go out a lot higher because this won't come once you cross that white line. I don't know if I can, yeah, but. Yeah, but 42K even is like your big fat order there, right? That's the most orders you see them. 191, 163 Bitcoins. They want to buy them Bitcoins, boy. So shout out anyone that did take that short. Yeah, I wasn't long, right? Again, who made money on the short? Put a 333 if you made money on the short. Bang, bang, bang. I teach you how to long. I teach you how to short. You can trade any market, any way you want. And this is also what I also teach you is when to calm down. Most people are just watching like a 1 hour right now, freaking out. Like, oh my God, like, because this is all you can see on the bigger time frames. It's just like massive dumpage. You got to calm down. You got to get to the smaller time frames. Take advantage of the short, stack some money, feel good about it, gain some confidence, realize that you can make money either way. Take a deep breath. Back. All right. I can do this. I could do this for a living, one day at a time. And again, it didn't take me a day to get good at trading. And I still think at any moment you can lose your trading edge if just like going to the gym. It's a constant exercise and a constant practice. I always say I'm okay at trading. I don't even like saying I'm an expert. I don't even like using, I'm the best trader. The second I think I said that, something's going to happen, Shout out to the 1,277 people here on the live. Let's get the likes up to the watchers. Let's go, baby. This ain't your average YouTube channel. Let's get out of your seat. You're going to see something you've never seen before. The energy is at its apogee. Let's go all the way to the upside. I'm going to keep you positive. I'm going to keep you believing in yourself. If you don't think there's opportunity, then there isn't. How many times do I have to tell you that you're creating your reality? Get off your high horse. Get off, believe in yourself. Don't judge others so hard. You can do this. Hit the like button, for crying out loud. Is it going to hurt your hair? Is it going to change your facial hair? What's going to happen if you hit the like button? It's going to pump your own bags. Who here owns cryptocurrency and wants to be a millionaire? Put a 1 if you want to be a millionaire in the comment right now. Or who here is a millionaire and wants to become a deca-millionaire? Who is a deca-millionaire and wants to make 100 mil? All right? Who here wants to make their first 100 grand? Everyone here wants to make some money. Let's be honest, right? Let's get real. Okay? So why wouldn't you hit the like button? Because it's going to put the algorithm and put cryptocurrency at the forefront. And more people are going to know about things that you might invest in. Think about it. When Facebook came out, if no one knew about Facebook and they never promoted it, would you have made any money trading that coin? No. If no one knew what Tesla was, you make money because people know what things are. Period. Hit the like button and help your own bags go to the upside. Like, if you don't hit the like button, then you don't want to become a millionaire. It doesn't make sense. You don't sit and watch a live stream that's promoting cryptocurrency and then not hit the like button to help the algorithm pick it up when you actually own cryptocurrency. You get it? So everyone here, if there's 1,292 people here, 700 of you people are living in a disconnect reality of dis-ease, which means you're not acting in the way in which you want your reality to behave. And that's why you're struggling. So right now, if you want to change your life right off the very beginning, the first thing you do is hit the like button, because that's a behavior that's intuitive to your subconscious your subconscious theory. I'm teaching you like quantum theory right now through the like button. Like you're blowing your mind, and you could believe me if you're not. And it does help me when you hit the like button, but it helps you just the same. I could pass away tomorrow. And if you show up to a live stream tomorrow that you're watching and hit the like button, it's going to help you whether I'm here or not. It has nothing to do with me. It has everything to do with you. I just try to prove to you that my like button is your like button. It's not mine. Like, so when you hit the like button, you're hitting your own like button. That's what you're doing. I didn't drink any coffee today. I'll be the first millionaire in my family. There you go. Bang, bang, bang. So can we make this inverted head and shoulder? We finally getting, and we got a div and a div. We're finally starting to div our way back to the upside. We're starting to dig into the shorts. We should slowly get our move back to the upside to the 200 SMA here on this 1 minute. However, we now have a major resistance for Bitcoin at 42,793, 42.8. We're back below 42.8 again. The old 42.8. The eights, baby, the eights. We've always had issues at the eights. Just what happened. So again, to recap today, if you had been in the trading group, you would have won gains off of the flag to the upside. Bang, bang, bang. All right. 4 hours just getting started on the dump. Full support for Sammy, regardless of what I get it from. You're the most solid dude. Shout out to Nasty Nate's Crypto Corner. I feel quantum entangled with the like button every day, baby. Got here in 10 minutes early. Switched the profiles, came back, hit the like again. God bless you. Tell me we're going to see a V-shaped recovery. We may. It doesn't look amazing, though. Could end up making this just in an ascending triangle that wants to break further down. It's definitely not all love right now for BTC. I got to zoom on out now. And look, the DXY just broke above that little level. It's going to slow down now, go sideways. And they're going to build the longs and the shorts. And then they're going to go after whoever they can. And the next liquidity grab, usually, around 12:30, 1 o'clock after lunch. Right. Bitcoin suggested it will go lower. That's where the liquidity is here on BOOKMAP. Shout out to the channel sponsors. We appreciate you. Shout out to iTrust Capital. The reason why iTrust Capital is amazing is because it's open 24/7. The ETFs are not. When the ETFs go up and down, you cannot take advantage of the price action on iTrust Capital. Another thing iTrust Capital does, it allows you to, buy and sell cryptocurrency tax-free inside of the account. You can't do that anywhere else. iTrust Capital is an amazing product. I'm telling you right now, hit the QR code, hit the link, find out about it, research it, tell them the Crypto Lifer sent you. You will absolutely love it. And may God bless everybody out here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. And thank you to iTrust Capital for sponsoring and being a part of the support of the channel. Shout out to BingX. BingX is amazing. The only place you can trade the S&P and Forex in the same place. At least make a backup account. All right. Mexi does have the lowest fees in the game, but having a backup account is key. I always have multiple accounts because you never know when you need to switch it up, change it up. And I don't want to have to sit there and fumble around when it's time. I want to be able to send some tether, be able to jump right back into action and keep it moving like I do when it comes to cryptocurrency. So shout out to BingX. We love you. Been around. Great company, great product. And thank you for sponsoring the channel, both of you awesome people. And shout out to the biggest channel sponsor of all, Crypto Lifers. We love each and every one of you. Thank you so much. If you want to jump on into the trading group, hit this link right here to cryptolifer.com and jump on in. We'd greatly appreciate it. Join today, and opt into the newsletter. 2 times a week, you're getting a newsletter. If you put in your email address, it'll blow your mind. And thank you so much, everybody. Back to the regular scheduled programitos. So, yeah, I mean, Bitcoin's looking more bearish again to me right now. Keeps hitting the 21-day moving average and getting rejected. Look at that puppy now. That target would take us further down to about 42,372. And I told you, BOOKMAP wants 42K. Like, BOOKMAP's pretty, it's about 80 to 90. I'd say it's 90%. Like, when we get a big liquidity zone down here, we're likely to go to the downside. We showed you the DXY, just, Let's take a look at some BTC pairs. Let's take a look at what's happening to crypto bubbles right now. And just kind of get a whole look at the whole market. So in the last hour, it's a sea of red. Everything is down. Not too bad, though. A couple percentage, 2%, but everything is taking a bit of a hit, okay? On the daily, rendered down. Chainlink continues to hold it down. We're going to take a look at Chainlink. Bit Tensor, Tau still up. And that, what is it? Isn't that FKX, I think, is fast token, right? Or is Fractures? Jupe down 3%. Everything else kind of taking a bit of a hit here. The market definitely pulling back. On the week, Pyth was up. Immutable X is up. Bit Tensor was banging on him. Pendle just absolutely took it to the next level. I showed you I gave you Pendle on the 20th of January. All right. Manta taking a beat down there. Sui was up. Render was up. Mina. Injective took a beating. Ron. And Fractures. So not a great week. And then for the month so far, having some pretty nice gains, but not green across the board. Pendle just absolutely nailing it. Again, we gave that in the trading group. Flare, the free token you got with your XRP, starting to make some big gains. Also, Songbird and Flare both pumping pretty nicely from their lows. And then Sui, very interesting on the month. So only time will tell, but it's definitely a red Monday as we begin. Keep getting the divergence, but why doesn't it hit? Because you keep losing support or resistance. You keep hitting a 21-day moving average and not being, you got to get above. Like, so to me, like, I'm not opening up long. Still, I see us break back above 42.8. There's no reason. You can scalp, right? And again, the earlier morning trades were less skeptical, were less sketchy. Like, they kind of played out. Boom. Now you can see the market they're just going to go after it's emotions now. They're just ripping up people left and right, right? Now we need to zoom out. That's what we really need to do. So I'm going to duplicate the daily chart. And I need to see Bitcoin I want to see what's happening on the bigger time frames. Now I'm going to always have it for you. We're going to get back in to that 1 minute when we need it. Okay. But we're going to zoom out now. I'm even going to use just like the Coinbase chart. And again, it doesn't matter if you use USD Tether. People freak out over these like subtle differences. It's all Bitcoin, At the end of the day, look, we had our high, we had our low. We had a higher high. We had a lower low. We had a lower high. Tells me that we would put in another lower low. Okay. However, the daily, look, so this is what I keep talking about and breaking down. I keep sticking to the weekly, and I keep saying, well, as long as the weekly stays above this line right here, which is 41,360, I remain bullish. The second a weekly candle, now when we were this low, I was like, there's no way we're going to come back up. I was convinced we were going to close the candle there. I mean, I'm open-minded, so I was like, anything could happen. I said, we got to get back above that line. And I said, it looks unlikely, but we did, right? Pretty crazy. Now we got this weird indecision doji already starting the week off. But as long as this weekly candle here does not close below this yellow line, I remain bullish for Bitcoin. So I just want, when everyone gets freaked out, we're looking at the 1 minute and they start getting like really, really like into that. But just take a deep breath and realize that it's okay. Right? Unless we decide to break this yellow line. If we break this yellow line and close, then we're going to be looking to drop down to this high volume node. You're going to look in the gap down, 37,000. Then we'll be looking at 34. And then yes, 29, 30,000 is on the table for me. I'm open-minded. And then could we go here? Yes. And then I'll be here. And then I would say we could break this low. Very unlikely. I backtested weekly bullish divergence. This was weekly bullish div. When I found it, I went around the world in my mind a bit on the charts, and I went to all sorts of coins. I went to Walmart, Dow Jones, Oil India. I wanted to be an array of assets from all around the world. Soybeans, orange juice, you name it. And once every 5 to 6 years, you get a bullish div on these coins, and it would be very strong, or these assets, and they would never go back to those lows again. So it said that when human beings input their data into these assets, this is the true point of low. And when I saw it on Bitcoin, I had to call bottom because I backtested it for literally 3 hours one day. I sat there and just looked at every single, maybe even it was 4 or 5 hours, but I looked at every single bullish div I could find. And I just got more and more confirmation that it's very rare to break this low. At the same time, I'm a guy that knows that we live in an infinite universe with infinite possibilities and that anything is possible for Bitcoin. And so just because I believe or feel or think anything, it does not matter. It's what the charts convey to me. And that's why today, like, as long as Bitcoin stays above that line, we remain bullish. It breaks that line, I have to then say, I have to concede to bearishness. I have to say that is bearish. It now closed the candle below the support. Weekly support's pretty substantial. So I don't see anyone really going over these ideas or talking about them. They just keep crossing over all the Fibonacci levels and stuff, which is great. But like, we got to really show the public, you know, the black and white scenario here. Like, as long as you don't go lower. Now, the second they go lower, you're going to see me start to look for bearish retests and ideas here. And again, we could very well be making this falling wedge and beginning our way further to the downside. The weekly's just entering into the dotted line. Usually there is some movement to the downside there. It's not always all off. And this is what we talked about in my weekly screen share. This is what we talked about last night on the weekly candle close. That's why I'm live every Sunday night for Bitcoin in the weekly candle close. Not everybody here was there last night, but it is different time zones, right? It was like 5 in the morning for a lot of people in Europe. So it was, I just realized that the times are 3 in the morning. It was really weird timing. And we have a lot of people from all around the world here. So what would be the best time for Twitter Spaces? If I did a Twitter Spaces and you wanted to come, what would be the best time, my time, Eastern time? Do you guys know? I just wanted to see, because I was going to change the time to Twitter Spaces. Super Chats, Luna C, VV, Virtual Vision Narrative, and Zen. Someone just gave me a free membership to the channel, Sentence to Life. We love you. We appreciate you. That's awesome. And if you want to jump into the trading group, we have pinned messages right here. MEXC as well, I Trust Capital, and our newsletter. Let's take a look at the fan funding. Jay Chung, we appreciate you. Thank you for 2 super chats. It's very nice of you. Can you take a look at Luna C from Pedro Morales? Yes. VV, Meta Narrative. Check it out, please. Hey, can you look at Luna C? Another one. Yep. Can you look at Zen on the 5-hour time frame? Shout out to Media Vibes with Goose. Shout out to Pedro Morales. Shout out to Minsky. Shout out to Danny's Gonzalez. Shout out to Pedro Morales again and Jay Chung. We appreciate each and every one of you for sending a super chat our way. Super awesome, super nice. May God bless you. Yeah, that feels very descending triangle-esque. But you're finally flattening out. You finally had, look, low, high, lower, low. High, lower, low. High, higher, low. That's your first higher low in a sequence in a long time. And look, you did make a higher high. You would expect a higher low and maybe a possible move on out of here. Looks like it could be a good entry on JOYSTREAM. JOYSTREAM got beat to the ground. So crazy. And I really like the project too. It's so, I researched it, liked what it did, considered it something that could benefit, streamers and people that were into decentralized content. Right up my alley as a streamer, right? So I felt like it was like obligation for me to kind of look at it. Look at that beautiful double bottom for Bitcoin. 68% of the time, that's going to break up to about 42.8, and then you're back in this gap. You should be able to move back up to 42.9, right? So that says there's a chance. You do have to get above resistance at this POC at about 42,700 before you hit 8 even. If you get rejected and this starts to curl, then you know it's likely going to. So here's the deal. You watch this. Like, aggressive entry would be now for a possible bump. But if it starts doing that, then it's likely it's going to dump down. And the stokes start to turn on you. Not seeing a lot. You have to remain bearish. Every time Bitcoin loses, like bounce, every time you see any asset, bounce, lose it. Resistance drop. Bounce here. Lose it. Resistance drop. Then you can't be bullish until Bitcoin gets back above 42,707. Like, you can't just, it's bullish. No, why? Like, what, So I'm a support of resistance guy. When I'm lower, then when I'm SR flipping bullish, I'm bullish. When I'm SR flipping bearish, I'm bearish. That looks like it would dump to the downside, which looks like it could pump up. Well, I like to look at things like, look, doesn't that look like it's a shoulder, head and shoulder about to dump down? So I'd watch the shorts now. It looks like we may be going back to the upside. And Monday's doing what it does. It's finding the liquidity. Everyone got a nice little weekend, and then it's going to come hunt you down and eat you alive. It's Monday, right? Did you get a case of the Godzilla Mondays, right? But the stochastics being high there tells me to be wary for BTC. All right. Nice big engulfing candle on that 7-minute, though. And look at the 7-minute finally super oversold. Look how beat it got. I wouldn't be surprised if this thing rips all the way back up here again. We get a V-shaped recovery all the way back to 43,005. 7-minute suggests that we are about to boom all the way back up again. Boom. That's what it's saying. But only time will tell. So look, the 3-day chart showing signs of a bearish move here. See how that's curving on the Stokes? You have bearish divergence playing out right now as we speak. As that was falling down, when that was falling out. 3-day chart suggests that we are going to go lower. Right now. I'm just a realist. I don't like saying that stuff. I don't like being bearish. I really personally, honestly, I don't want to say I don't like it because I'm open-minded at this point. I've changed the way I viewed. When you first start trading, you should fall in love with a bias, I guess, to gain an edge. But at one point, you have to give up the bias. And you just have to trade the way you want to trade, right? You know what I mean? Like, whatever you see. And that's how I am. Like when I first started, it was always bullish. Now I'm like, well, whatever happens, happens. I can't force, what I want to happen to Bitcoin. Like, it's gonna do what it wants regardless. Or the outcome is going to happen. How I handle that outcome is me. That's what I can handle. And that's life. That's why trading is life. It teaches you that you are the opportunity. How you handle the opportunity is key. So look, a bit of a double bottom there too for the 22-hour and reframing. But whenever I get this, moving averages are tight. The 200 is it. I'm getting some mixed signals, but I'm seeing that, as long as Bitcoin stays above, let's see, the 8-hour, did we lose the 8-hour 200 SMA? We're toying with it again. We're below it yet again for the third time. But look how tight the moving averages are getting. And so that's what I've been looking at this as like a possible still, you're still technically in a symmetrical triangle. You take this top line here. And I was saying, that looks like a big move is coming very, very soon for Bitcoin. And the 8-hour says it's going to be, look, it's almost got an Adam and Eve here. The 8-hour says it could be a big move to the upside, but, only time will tell. But that tells me in the next 16 hours, Bitcoin 24 at the very most, 1, 2, 3, 4, 32. 2 to 6 at the 6 is, I think, even absurd. But 2 to 6 candles has to explode. Like either to the upside or to the downside. And that's a symmetrical triangle. It's going to break up either way. You can conservatively just take the length of here. So you're looking at 48,350. Or we're going to hit alt here. Or you look at it at a lower level, right? Or hit control. Control, duplicate anything you want. Does go a little lower, but you would assume you would probably bounce to support. There's a little more juice out of that, but again, support and resistance can clip a measured move. You got 38,136. And I love this. I love just making it so neat and complete of where we're going, right? We're in a symmetrical triangle. We know that's a 50-50 pattern. And we know that by the book. I backtested it for the last, 10 years. It's not a joke, and I'm not just pulling this out of, But, we could still see this could be an M pattern. Bit of an Adam and Eve, almost double top. And we could still see a dump down to the downside. I've seen major dumps when you cross the dotted line on a time frame. So, we could cross the dotted line here on the 8-hour and just boom. And the dotted line I'm in here on the stochastics RSI. And it's all about the 200 SMA. You're now below the 200 SMA. That's bearish. I'd open up a short with a stop loss on the other side. So I feel like it doesn't even have 8 hours. I feel like it's that's if 1 or 2 more candle really closes in there. And then what that brings me to is this. to the 4 hour, right? Everyone thinks trading's easy. I think trading is that hard. I think it takes that much due diligence and that much detail and that much planning. It does take hours to kind of go over the charts every day. And you do have to feel a connection with the chart. And there has to be something there. Yeah, so the 4 hour looks like it's just getting started for a massive dump down. And it's below the 200 SMA. So I just, bearing some small time frame miracle, I remain bearish on the 4 hour. So I would not open up any type of long unless it was a scalp or something. Unless we got above this and make a bounce. Bitcoin has to get back above 43,038 to remain bullish, in my humble opinion. Super important that you're coming to the live stream and checking out what I'm saying and not just looking at a chart every once in a while too, because I might post a chart, but I might kind of switch up what I'm saying because I might see something different in the charts. Remember, no one who trades for a living is going to stick to the same thing. Even sometimes they might switch it in an hour to 2 hours. If like for instance, you might wake up one day and you're above a 200 SMA on the 4, everything's going well, and then by the afternoon you've lost the 200 SMA. You're now bearish, but all day you were bullish, and people were like, "Oh, that guy was bullish. He's a flip-flopper," right? But the thing is, they're just really beginner traders. They don't understand the concept that an older trader can play out in their minds in all the different scenarios, right? So here we said we basically want to see if this 50-minute can bounce here, make somewhat of a higher low, and continue sideways. So what would I do? How do I trade this? Well, right now I'm looking for the bounce on the 15. Looking for the bounce on the 7. So I'd be looking for the bounce on the 15-minute of the 7. The 1 hour doesn't look good. It would have to start to kind of bend by the 7 and the 15. The 4 hour also would have to bend halfway through, which makes sense because look, it didn't even hit the top yet. It came here, bend, and it could continue back up again. Trend line's holding. 1, 2. Last time we were going to dump, look, it looked like we were dumping. We were kind of like this. We were curving down. We were right there. And look what happened. We held the trend line. Chance that we hold the trend line yet again. But there's, I gotta be bearish until we can get back above the POC and back above the 200 SMA on the 4 hour time frame. And it's Monday, so I'm observing. I'm not opening up any trades. I'm waiting. I do not overtrade, or it's very rarely that I'm going to be trading hard on False Move Monday. Just not going to happen to me. So I'm watching the sideways price action right here for Bitcoin. We must hold this key level. Is it a short or a long? Right now, the 4 hour suggests that we dump, but give the 7-minute and the 15-minute their due diligence. Let's see if they can try to give us a bounce here out of this to the upside. And that brings me back to that 1 hour, that 1 minute, and watching divergence. And then I bring you here again, and then we're right back where we started, aren't we? So I hope you had a good time. That was awesome for me. It was like a movement through time and space. And I feel really good about sharing what we shared, and I feel really good about what we just did. Thank you for your time, because at least someone out there is listening, right? Shout out to the 1,297 people here on the live, 663 likes, $32 in chat revenue. You people are absolutely amazing. May God bless each and every one of you for being here. Send in a super chat for TAs and deep dives, anything you want to look at. Let's take a look at LUNC. Let's take a look at Zen on the 5-minute. Let's take a look at JOYSTREAM. First super chat will be LUNC by Pedro Morales. Let's take a look. Bitcoin's still struggling. I see this as a double top. Look at that. Boom, boom. Target is further down at about 42,254. Just want to see which white line is that, right? Yeah, so if we break this white line, we're breaking the bigger channel. See? You want to start making some type of a reversal here. Let's take a look at LUNC. Terra Classic or MEXC. Yep. So this coin was looking bullish to me recently, out of nowhere. And it's funny, it got a big spike up and then kind of went sideways, right? mean, that's just a bullish 3 highs in a row. It's just a bullish pattern to me. Unexpectedly so, too, you know. I didn't, you know, assume it would get like, I don't assume anything. I like what I'm seeing there for lunacy. Looks like once it gets above resistance, it could plow back up. How much percentage is that? About 30%, right? From 1 to 130. 18. I mean, lunacy looks interesting. Definitely looks like a possible scalp with a 1 hour time frame. And it's doing its own thing. Doesn't seem to be bothered too much by Bitcoin. Nice eye, man. I think you're onto something here for lunacy. On the bigger time frames, I was looking at the 2-day. Wow, we were at the 618 and we would just dump down even more though. Haven't looked at it in a long time, but we bounced out the 886 retracement. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, but again, I would play that smaller time frame. Again, we all know this is a risk reward. It's, you know, I'm not long-term holding lunacy. And I might not even swing trade it, honestly. I can't swing trade every trade I put out, right? I wish I could, but I can't. Can we take a look at VV? Metaverse narrative. Virtual versions on MEXC. This thing looks nice with the 7-minute right off the bat. I'll tell you, right off the bat, I like this consolidation. If Bitcoin dumps, it'll dump. It is what it is. But I like the consolidation. I like that it boomed out, boomed back down. Now it's holding a key level. Definitely retested some fibs. Showing signs of life. Lifers, you guys are awesome. Like, between you guys and the elites, man, I could just get paid all day long. It's like my community alone. And that's what happens. You create a community. People show up every day. You make, you know, people believe in themselves. And then you make the people that didn't believe in themselves believe in themselves. So you have just a really confident, strong group of people. And then you build on that. And when you build on that, so much comes from within, right? And it just continues to grow. So shout out to everybody here. Virtual versions looking interesting to me. Definitely something that could get nice, you know, small market cap. I don't own any of this, and I don't shill coins just because I own them. I don't do that. This person super chatted honestly, and I'm just looking at it. And again, none of this should be taken as technical, as financial advice, right? Please get yourself a financial advisor. Do your own due diligence before getting into any project, coin, or trade. You know, it's interesting. It's definitely worth watching for me. 1 hour's a little high. I'd wait for it to come back down to the bottom of the pattern one more time or break out and retest. Either way, I'm setting an alert on it. I like this thing. Thank you for putting VV on the radar here. And what does the alert mean? The alert means, would it do what I plan on it doing? Or is it going to do something different? Man, and God is so good, man. If you can let God into your life, things are going to change for you. I promise. The devil won't be able to hurt you anymore. He won't fill you with fear. He won't fill you with pain. Fear is the beginning stages of all basically failure. When you live in fear, you can't do anything with your life. And you're jealous, angry, hatred, like almost all our negative emotions come out of fear. When you hate something, it's usually because you're upset, you procrastinated about it, and then it pisses you off when you think about it. And it's because you were afraid to do it in the first place, and now you're building up hatred. All right? When someone cheats on their significant other, it's because they're afraid that that person's not going to be there for them, or they're afraid that, you know, they get in their mind, or the devil tells them they should have more, and there's a bunch, you know what I mean? They're greedy, they're not appreciative. And so that, you know, so every time but fear plays a role. It's, you know, whenever you're greedy, it's a fear. It's fear of not having enough. Greed is a form of fear. People don't realize that. What's up, Sammy? Do you trade other commodities? And if you do, which platform? I know you use BingX, but do you have another you could recommend? Thanks for your team. Webull is nice. If you're trading regular exchange, I trade Webull. Yeah. Looks like this could be a good entry on JOYSTREAM. We'll take a look at JOYSTREAM and Zen. Zen, the old Zen crypto, that thing got pounded to the ground. I feel like it was a rug pull at this point. How do these channels that promote this stuff, but it could be Adam and Eve double bottoming. This could be its final hurrah here. And this could be the giant Adam and Eve. Look. But this thing got beat to the ground. Like, that's gum on the bottom of the shoe. You know, that's like the worst thing. This is as bad as it gets for an asset. This is basically rug pull status. Like, he just gets sold off to the point where of no return. All right. The daily wants to bounce. I get it. And maybe you're buying the bottom. If you believe in this and you really like this project, then you're buying. You could be buying the bottom. I'm not into it. I'd walk away from this thing. It looks like it got rugged, man. I'm being honest, and maybe I'm wrong. There might be some really hardcore Zen people in here. And was it Jack Levine, right? I know all about it when it came out. Then you had Phantom Zen, you had Matic Zen, you had all these M Zens, right? Am I getting confused with something else? I think this is it. The descending triangle broke down. You don't really have any strong bullish div either. I'd look for it to make this long bowl. And if I believed in it, I would be accumulating. But again, I wouldn't touch this thing with a 10-foot bowl, man. I'd stay away from that. But that's me. You do you, right? Me and you are not the same. I'm going to be into something you might not be into, and vice versa. Follow me at Twitter, at CryptoLifer33. I greatly appreciate it. Jump on in and get that alpha that I'm dropping every single day. Look at all that link coming on in the morning. Pretty crazy. Creating the frenzy of a buy, right? Or a buy frenzy. The opportunity of a buy frenzy. Let's take a look at that JOYSTREAM as it continues to get pounded to the ground. And then Bitcoin in this falling wedge that could eventually try to break on out, but to me, bear flagging. You're eventually rounding out, though. Like, you dumped. You're attempting to round back up. And you just hit the bottom of the pattern again. I mean, it's just crazy. All the way back down into the pattern and back near here. And if you lose this, you're going to lose, further down too. But and look, that was a bull trap. They broke it out of the bigger pattern only to bring it right back inside. Bull traps. And the way you can recognize a bull trap or the beginning is you'll lose the 200 SMA on the 1 minute time frame. So if you just trade my simple ideas, they'll carry you over to the big ideas. Like the guys that are trading all these other things, you'll be in the trade. You'll take, just as much money and you won't, but it'll be simplified for you. You'll be like, well, we're lower than this yellow line. I have to sell, right? So until we get back above the yellow line on the 1 minute, that could be the next time we get back above the 1 minute, 200 SMA could be a substantial place to long. It could turn into a really good long, but only time will tell for that time, right? Only time will tell. Cheers, Sam Tower. We'll take a look at Tower 2 and JOYSTREAM. Jump back into those midi cams. And GTAI, a coin that I've really been looking at. I talked about it earlier today. Bring it down. If it goes lower, even better. But this is an interesting project that I think could really do numbers, and it's been doing numbers. To me, if this is all it did, it already did enough. It's an amazing project. Shout out to Justin Cashmore. We appreciate you. We love you. And we thank you so much for jumping on in and showing us some cool stuff here. And everyone contributes to the channel. It's not just me. I'm only one person. I cannot go over the entire market. It's just impossible. Tonight, we're doing a DeFi course. I'm going to talk about kind of how I'm getting into DeFi, what I'm doing, how I did it before, and how you could do it again. It's up to you. Some people, if I had someone to walk my hand through DeFi, it would have been a lot better than when I started. I would have made a lot of mistakes. I went through a lot of pain. I got some transactions stuck. I didn't know what I was doing. Be careful with the airdrops and all that. Can you please look at hello for me? Shout out to Lil and Allen. We love you. We appreciate you for the $7.99 super chat. That's very nice. Substantial super chat. May God bless you and celebrate the first super chat on the live. Thank you for being here. Let's take a look at Tara. Let's take a look at JOYSTREAM. And let's take a look at Hello Token 3 of my babies. Start off with hello, and we'll move our way back in. Hello got that tweet from Altcoin Daily. People realized things were hot. Altcoin Daily looking sharp and fresh. Shout out to the brothers, Aaron and Austin. You guys are great. Tell them I love them. If you guys know them, let them know. If you guys watch their channel, hit up their tweets and watch their videos are awesome. I've been watching them since they first came out. I thought they were out in, when I came out, it was 2016. Late 2016, then 17. And I honestly thought they had been out since 2017. I remember when I met them one day, I was like, I've been watching you since, and they were like, that's impossible. We started in 2018. And I just, you know what, it must have been the very beginning of 2018 or something, because I just remember watching them so much. And next thing I know, I felt like I had been watching them. I guess by 2021, it had been 3 years. It just went by so fast. So interesting. Like, I started my channel in 2019, but I'd already been through the rally, and I felt like I started my channel late. Like 2017 came and went, and then I jumped on in the bear market. And then I went through 2 basically bear markets with my channel. And my channel was built in a bull market. Went through a bear, built again in another bull. So it started in like the bear. No, my channel was built in a bear market, went through a bull, and then came out of this bear. And now, we're going through, hopefully, could be our next big bull run, right? So I like this flag that I'm seeing here on Hello Token. Beautiful flag. And you can see there's a lot of information, a lot of people that are bullish on this thing. And so we're just seeing for this flag to eventually kind of take off. That's how I look at it. 1 hour coming back down to the bottom of the pattern suggests you can get a better price somewhere at about 14.5 cents, 14.6. So sitting beautifully at 15.5. Shout out to anyone that got into Hello Token. We started buying this up on my live stream, and I started talking about it because I knew when it was down here, when it first came out of the market at 3 cents, 5 cents. Let's take a look when I first mentioned Hello. I love doing this. We go back in time. When did we first mention the Hello Token back in this trading group? And you can see how many times I've mentioned it. It's like pretty ridiculous. But there it is, 6:30 in June. It's sitting there at 4 cents in June in a Sammy cup in handy. Wouldn't you believe it, right? Hello's been listed on CoinEx, so we knew about it, and the alert bot told us about it in May of 23. And there's good old CoinEx, all right? And here's Danny Boy charting it out. Funny. Amazing, right? And then we talked about it in November. We talked about it in December. We talked, just Hello Token, baby. 1228, we called that big pump. Anyway, so Hello Token, man, it's been an oldie for me, and it's been doing well. Let's take a look. Does it double top? Beautiful bounce off the Fibonacci. The daily's big enough for me to look at it. I feel like it fell out, came back inside. The wedge stayed tight. It bounced on out. Makes more sense to me. Defended its 200 SMA. Didn't get near it. Double bottom. Now it's overbought on the stochastics. It just needs to flag on out. So you want to just flag it. Want it to stay in a flag without losing its 200 SMA on the 12. I'd watch the 12-hour time frame the most for Hello. That's the time frame that speaks to me the most, that has the most, and I put an alert here and I'd watch it. I'd like to see it stay above its 200 SMA and a flag on the 12-hour time frame. If it does that, and then the daily can reset, we get ourselves a bit of a party there and continue on up to the upside. Where could Hello Token go? Honestly, I need to watch it a little bit. It may consolidate like this, because this is what I want Bitcoin to do. Make this bigger consolidation. Right? That's what we've been speculating on for the last few weeks. 39 could be Hello Token, right? In the longer move. Could take till April of 2024. Imagine in April if we were at 39, though. That'd be awesome. Let's take a look at Tara. You said it has bearish divvy. He said check Tara, bearish div. And shout out to everybody here. Lillian Allen, Stas, Mac Tire, Media Vibes with Goose, Pedro Morales, Minsky, Danny Gonzalez, and Jay Chung. Everyone that gave to the channel, we really, really appreciate you. We love you. And we're really thankful that you jumped on into the live stream. So Tara bounced off the 786 Fibonacci retracement. Got a beautiful bounce. Now what? Let's take a look. Finally did get a bounce off 8 all the way back to 11 too, which is pretty, actually, it went up 50%, right? It went 8 to 12. About 46% gain for Tara. Now it eventually did get that sell off. Let's pull the fib. Fib came all the way back down to the 786. I do hold this long term. Even Token Metrics believe it could be a 100x coin. Remember, we're still at a very early time in this bull run. Everyone thinks we're like at this amazing, we're in a very early time. I remember when Bitcoin finally pumped hard, its halving was in 2016. It's weird. The 2017 rally was different than the other rallies. If you remember, I mean, not really that different, but the big rally comes in 2017. But Bitcoin halved in 2016. I jumped into cryptocurrencies and started trading altcoins probably a month after Bitcoin halved, and I didn't even know what the halving was. It's crazy. It was just $300. Like, this has happened so fast. I was just a guy sitting at work editing. You listen to these stories, the Martini guy. You listen to all these different people in crypto. You know, everyone that went up or down, everyone that made it, they have such a story. Like, used to be a delivery pizza. Like, the guy, Crypto, used to deliver. He was a delivery dude. Like, you know, it's just crazy, right? What people were doing. And they got into cryptocurrency. They believed in themselves. They went after something. And they changed their lives. Technical analysis. It's not rocket science. And it's changed so many people's lives. Overbought here. Look. Resistance, 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 resistance. Can you flip the 200 SMA for Tara? Says you can't, right? You got rejected by it 2 times. 4 hour held above it, so, and you broke above. So what you're looking for, Tara, is can it make some type of flag? And can it stay outside of the pattern? If it ever breaks back inside of this trend line, then you have to say it's done. For that, no, not done, but you know, that's when I was like, all right, we got to wait it out again. But as long as it stays outside of this trend line, this thing could move. But again, and you want to see if it can stay above the 200 SMA in the 4 hour. Those are things that I have to see play out into fruition before I can kind of see any more. So I'm waiting for that confirmation when it comes to Terra. So we did hello. I believe we got them done here, right? We did Zen. We did hello. Do we do JOYSTREAM? JOYSTREAM looked like it could go low. It looked like it could go lower today. So it was look, everything was great until it got fudded by it beyond belief, right? It was consolidating nicely. It was in a beautiful uptrend, which it still is in. I guess if you make it this trend now. But he made it. What? Why do you do that?
I said hi.
But you did. I can't hear you, man. I have. Listen to my music. Listen to my music. No, put the headphones on. I can't hear you.
So what am I supposed to do?
Huh?
What am I supposed to do?
You come like waving a flag or something. Like,
I said hi.
don't come in here while I'm doing this. Wait for me to finish in 7 minutes. And so you don't give me. You want me to get a heart attack so everyone can watch me fall on the ground again.
Yeah.
That's what you want to see. That's what you want to see. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on it. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. So look, I mean, what's interesting about this too, look, it was this slanted Adam and Eve double bottom, double top. Before they fudded it, or once they fudded it, you know, I just find that also interesting. Here's my thing. I started buying JOYSTREAM here. I even bought a little back there. Do I continue to buy it down here, or do I let that ship sail and just kind of let that bag roll? Many times I DCA into projects I truly, truly believe in. This one was a bit of a risk move for me, and it was a very new coin. I may just let it go and leave what I have in there. I might just throw like 500 in for good measure, but, you know, it already showed me that it's a possible risk tolerance, and, you know, it's still struggling on the 4 hour in a bit of a flag, getting overbought. What I like about it is if I sell it and then I make huge gains in some other coin, all it does is offset those gains. So I believe that we're going to have a huge rally. Hey, and again, no one likes to lose. It's not great, right? JOYSTREAM got pounded. I'll tell you that. And this is very rare for me, even like to admit that like something I want a long-term hold. I am down in this coin, but you know, it is what it is. I'm a speculative investor. To be down in 1 out of like 100 coins is pretty awesome. So I'll continue to speculate and do my thing, and we'll go from there. But yeah, JOYSTREAM looks like it could go lower. I'll be honest. It's a brand new coin with not a lot of faith, and it took a pretty big hit. So there may be more pain before gain when it comes to JOYSTREAM. And I don't know, you got to make the decision for yourself. What's your sauce saying on GRT? Shout out to Olive Leaf. We appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for dropping a super chat on a live stream. And their first super chat on a live. We get a lot of first super chats, I swear. YouTube should give me like an award for how many people I've gotten their first super chat. Like, YouTube should see that. Like, most first super chats ever, It's crazy, but we get a lot of people doing that, and it's really awesome. Let's take a look at GRT USDT on MEXC. Okay, so GraphLink. You can see I had a little bit of work going on it. Remember, the first thing I do whenever I look at a coin is I look at the bigger time frames, like the weekly, and I just take a look at like where we're at, right? So I had a nice, couple run-ups, really in between resistances. It's at a high volume node though. It bounced here. It bounced there. I mean, it's at the whims of Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin dumps. This thing's dumping with Bitcoin. Bitcoin somehow stabilizes and gets the bounce. Same thing here. Previous support is resistance. Stop on the other side. You're at a high volume node. It could flip. 3-day chart's very oversold, but you're making a nice flag. Yeah, the Fibonacci whipped to like the 786 area. It's in the golden pocket. Now I look at the daily. The daily's interesting, to say the least. Take a look at the 4-hour time frame. The 4-hour is very oversold. Wants to make a bit of a bounce. And it's inside, but it's kind of got some descending triangle vibes too, though. The 1 hour right now wants to dump on you, and you got a bit of a shoulder. I mean, look at that shoulder, a head, and a shoulder. This, to me, says more downside. I could be wrong. Wait it out today, but it's looking like this is going to make a move to the downside on the 1 hour, and then we could reconvene. So I see bearishness unless you can get back above that point of control, 1559 right there. EIJ 1559. Interesting. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Love you guys. Ever since I joined in the 99, I took the beginner class with my peeps, aka Crypto Lifer, and then Leverage Mastery with Master Friend. I can't picture myself anywhere else. God bless you, Justin Cashmore. We appreciate you, and we thank you so much for being here with us, man. The Super Chat Cherry Award, man. Love that. Reminder, fly smack that like button for Semi. Cup and handy to the upside. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in 11:51 as we wind down this beautiful live stream. The FUD was about, we found out, I think it was it Crypto Galaxy? I think it was a bigger YouTuber that had a big channel, and he just said he was going to dump the whole thing, I guess, and against a bunch of people dumped it. So he probably got like 200 to 300 people to dump it all at once, and yeah. So Bitcoin attempting to stabilize here on the 1 minute time frame. Let's get back to where we're at so we can remember what we were talking about, right? So Bitcoin stays tight inside the channel on the 1 hour time frame. seems to be respecting the bottom here, and it's sitting inside a chop. To me, it did a breakout, fake out today where it even tried to break out of this bigger pattern and lost the sauce. It was a beautiful false move. Monday is exactly what we see. The most predictable thing about Mondays is that it's predictable. That it's unpredictable. The most predictable thing about Monday is that it's unpredictable, right? So I'm about to say, I thought I left these labels. So this is still where we stand for Bitcoin, really, at the end of the day. We start to break down. Right now, we're still bearish. We got to get back above the 200 SMA on the 4-hour time frame to remain bullish. But, I'm getting lack of momentum for the bulls, lack of momentum for the bears. Still kind of sideways chop. A big move is coming for Bitcoin, and it's coming soon. I continue to accumulate BTC. While everyone else is in fear, I buy a little more and a little more. You know why? Michael Saylor is going to buy it all soon, and I'm going to have no chance to get even a piece of it. It'll be 400 grand, 300 grand. And everyone's going to be like, oh, yeah, but you thought you were going to get a better price, right? So I remind myself every day to add a little more BTC to the kitty and keep myself humble. It's not about 100xing every time. It's about solidifying the money that I've made already and keeping it for my future family's wealth. This $1,000 in Bitcoin, I will not sell in 5 years, not 10 years, 15 years from now. That will be for my kids. I will think about generational wealth. I will produce wealth that I will never spend. That is the key. Everyone's trying to spend all their money. It's not about buying a Lambo. It's about creating generational wealth that you will never spend this money. If you're really planning on and then they can become great, and then the world can become a great place. God will provide me with all the fancy dinners, all the nicest cars, all the beautiful vacations. I'm telling you, I will see the world. I know I will. I don't have to chase money, but I have to chase legacy and generational wealth. Those two things are going to produce so much for the world and for my family in the future, right? So remember that when everyone's freaking you out, when Bitcoin's looking scarce or fearful, when people are bugging out, Sam Price is buying BTC, gobbling up Bitcoin, the lifers, baby, doing what we have to do to survive. Now, this looks like the money printer could get us back to the 200 SMA. Look for Bitcoin to make this gap back up to the 200. Now they're going to liquidate the shorts. Look for this move right now. The RVP has a gap. Look for us to get above the node, which we are. Look for us to close the gap to the 200. We will have to get above resistance. Likely that we can get this move back to the upside here for BTC. Look for the gap up to the 200 SMA. Check out ZMF headphones. Highly recommend. I don't work for them. Made in the USA. Open back headphones. You can hear your fam at the same time. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. But I want to be encompassed. I don't want to hear anyone else. I'm just kidding. I don't want to hear my wife, though. Wait. I don't want to hear my wife. That's the point. When I was golfing with some older guys, he's like, what did the wise man say to his wife? I was like, I don't know. He's like, nothing. He was a wise man. I was like, Not funny to the ladies. I'm just joking around, all right? I joined a week ago. So much great information. I feel I'm learning so much. I like that. And that's the key. Early players on Illuvium will be rewarded. I like hearing that. I got some Illuvium. I should start playing. So the more the price continues to consolidate, would you consider that bullish or just setting up long so they can drop the price? Honestly, anything is possible. But in my lifetime, sideways consolidation creates a pump to the upside. All right. Look, though, you can't. Look, now you're out of resistance for Bitcoin, 42,370. You must get back above 42,800 to remain bullish. Am I short or long? I'm neither. I'm waiting to this evening. All right. I added to a few bags. I'm looking at a few things that I'm looking at for the next 2 months. I'm not getting caught up in the exact, what's right in front of me. All right. If you've been married long enough, the wives laugh at those jokes too. Yeah. It's funny. Yeah. They're just like, yeah. They love it. It's like, hey, man. Everyone, I love you. I appreciate you. It's 11:56. Let me make sure we didn't miss any super chats for you here. Check out ZMF Headphones. Thank you so much for a nice super chat. Just kind of talking about headphones and give me some information. We did GRT. Shout out to Olive. Shout out to Lily Allen. Shout out to Stas, Mac Tire, Media Vibes, Pedro Morales, Minsky, Danny Gonzalez, Jay Chung, and all you beautiful people. Thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate it. We love you, and we thank you for your constant support. I hope you made gains on that short. Who made gains of the short? Put a 333 if you made gains of the short that we put out on the trading group today. We were able to provide you with a profit. That flag played perfectly to the downside, right? So you can't say anything about it. Lambos are for lamos. Family first. Amen. Some people have family and the Lambo. They get it all, right? Bowl. Week to get in when you can. You're funny. Short squeeze this week. They made a coin called Bowl, right? Yeah. I was hearing about Bowl, and I was like, is this a Shibarian Bowl? Oh, is this one here? I bet. Yeah, it's on Soul. So I go to Deck Screener, maybe. Look at that, dude. Whales didn't hit. They got very close to the stop, but again, went all the way to 262. We gave you Whales token when it was down here at 68 cents on my trading group. 68 right around here somewhere. This thing is out of control. Yeah, 68 when it was in this flag. Whales token all the way back up to 244. And Whales continues to gain steam. And look at that, how close it was, but that stop never would have been hit, which is crazy. So crazy. We'll be up like almost 92% gains. Hey man, my wife's not coming back. What's my next move? To just focus on your relationship with God and meditate on life and be happy, man. And great things are going to happen to you. You know, be blessed that you get to move on and that person's not going to destroy more of your life. You know, be so happy that someone who's confused isn't going to confuse you anymore. MOVR, great tokenomics. MOVR. It's hot where I'm going. Shout out to those who took a leap of faith on themselves. Chase your dreams. Shout out to Seize the Day. We love you. If you're going to buy a Lambo, buy a classic and keep it in a climate-controlled garage. Right? The old Lambos are hot, man. It's got a $33 million market cap. Whales. Whales market's been hot. And we gave that in the trading group way before it decided to pump. That thing's awesome. They still got Save Moon on Soul. So weird. It pumped and dumped today. Look, it's so crazy. See, there was this Open Phoenix coin, right? OPH or OPX, was it? Was it OPH? X? PHX? Can't find it. All right, everyone, I love you. Support Lambo's family's working on the factory. Yeah, it's funny. All right, everyone, be careful, be safe, pay attention. Still not amazing. We got to get it back above these years. It's very likely this gap's going to close. From then, no guarantees. Almost a bit of an Adam and Eve double bottom there that could play out too as well. So, shout out to anyone in Hollywood, Miami, Florida. I'll be in Hollywood, Florida in about, 3 weeks from now? The 22nd, something like that. Can't wait to see each and every one of you. God rest you. God love you all. Thank you for being here. Hey, Sammy, how you doing, buddy? Hopefully well, my friend. Yeah. Yo, Sammy, I love you, but I never got the prize from Miri a week ago on the live stream. Also, if you need a support specialist, I have excellent XP. Yeah, man, just, Jamie, whenever that happens, send that to my wife, man. Don't make me do those things. Yeah. My wife takes care of that. When anyone wins anything, we got to tell them, you guys got to watch it. Tell my wife. We'll make sure you get it, man. We'll make sure you get it. We'll make sure you get it. Thank you for saying that. Email my wife immediately right now. All right? Right now. CryptoLifers@gmail. And I'll personally have her on it immediately. Someone wanted MYRO. They bought too high, I believe. Let's take a look here at MYRO. And again, these memes, man, people fall in love with these memes. It's going to be the one. It could be the one. You never know. Just be careful. It did make a nice ascending triangle here. Bitcoin gets a little recovery here. These little coins will pump. They all got dumped. Just, you know, whenever Bitcoin dumps, everybody gets scared and dumps the market. It's just so funny. Same thing happens over and over again. So the first thing I do is I get rid of the moving averages. We look at it on the daily. You can see that it clearly pumped and dumped. We got in here, took this thing all the way up. And then once it got overbought on the daily, and the daily was away from the 21, I said, you're going to have to come back. I called this dump. Pretty sure I put it in the trading group too. Let me see if I have it out there. Obvious to me based on where the 21-day moving average was. Whenever you get that far away from the 21, you're coming back down. Just what happens. If you lose it, you're going to drop even more, usually to like the yellow one on a smaller time frame, like the 4-hour 200 SMA. So once you lose that daily, lower time frames, right? And there you go. Now you're at the 8-hour 200, right? And you're still overbought. I think this is a meme that could continue to dump and may never come back. Like, I don't know why people believe in this stuff, you know? Maybe, and I don't want to be rude. I could be flooding a project that's amazing, and it's a meme, and maybe it continues to pump. But just be careful. Like, it depends on someone else thinking that they could make gains. That's the only reason someone's buying this coin. There's no utility. Think about it. When I buy, like, Celestia, people are rushing to buy it to go send it to stake on the Cosmos hub. They don't, so the price is going up because it has utility. So I can gain on my trade because there's a logical reason why it's going. The only logical reason why this thing could go up is because people want to make money off of it. So just be very careful when you're trading a coin like MYRO. The 8 hours overbought, I'd wait for it to break above here and then boom. It says it may come down and try to double bottom one more time, back to 6. So. And we're going to take a look at Jupiter. And Jupiter down to 54. That's going to take time. Jupiter, to me, is something you hold. When Uniswap came out, it was what, like pennies. Then it was $6. But when you got the airdrop, it was very, very low. So just remember that. I think people forget a lot of that stuff, you know? Anyway. Everybody, I love you. I appreciate you. I got to jump on out of here for the day. Everyone, the coins that we got into, a lot of them, 1 to 2 year holds, man. You're in for the long haul. If you're worried about a swing trade, then you didn't call it a swing trade. All right. But again, tonight we're going to do a DeFi MetaMask course. We're going to just show you the different wallets you should be having, how to set them up, where to go and set them up, how to interact with the protocols, what is an airdrop, how to get an airdrop, what are the hottest airdrops coming out, what are the protocols I'm into, how to find them, where to go. People are lost in this space. I figured it out. It took me a few weeks to get my bearings. And the second I figure something out, I give it to you guys immediately if I think it's informing or interesting. So tonight, it's going to be pretty late tonight too because we got spaces. All right. But we'll try to pre-record it, but from like 9:30 to 11. Maybe I could do it earlier, but I wanted to be able to give my family some of my time today. And all right. So yeah, so from 9:30 to 11 p.m. tonight, I'm going to be, and honestly, I needed to do it for myself. So I figured I'd bring you guys on my journey. All right. And show you kind of what I'm deep diving and where I'm going. And that's another benefit of the trading. You just get to see what I'm looking into, what's going on, and kind of what I'm planning on figuring out and what I'm researching. There's so much to research. There's so much to be a part of, and there's so much to do. And there's so much opportunity out here. And some days are for grinding. Some days are for just sitting there and just taking gains. Like I'm sitting here just whipping flags and it's awesome. And some days are for researching. Some days are for planning. Some days are for getting your stuff together. All right. So I'm excited. I hope you are too. And yeah, we're going to have a blast tonight. And you give what you can to everyone around you. You push yourself to the highest limits. You can always give more. There's always another thing you can do for someone else and yourself. The limit just continues to grow if you keep pushing it. Just don't limit yourself. Become limitless. I love you all. Remember, the secret to success is getting started.